Alrighty, ladies and gents, boys and girls, one and all, hope we're all doing well. Time to get this show on the road. So, as always, guys, without further ado, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where we are around this world. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to another edition of the London session. Once again, looking forward to seeing what we can come up with moving forward here today. I do have an entry set, a sell limit set here based on the delayed interruption on the M15 time frame here. So just to straight off the bat, just to let you guys know, I do have a sell limit at the low of that bullish candle, but we will nonetheless go over the analysis. We'll have a look at the gold, we'll have a look at any other pairs as per request. In the meantime though, guys, if you could, don't forget to make sure to hit that like button. Any charts, any questions, feel free to pop those into the chat and I'll get to you all shortly. In the meantime though, let's have a look at the all important news. Let's see if there is anything scheduled for our session here today. Let's make sure it's the right. Yep, this is the right day. So today for our session, nothing. Well, you got the ECB president speaking, Christine Lagarde, so that's something for those of you who do trade the euro and even the pound to be a little bit wary of. Also is a board member for MPC, board member speaking for the pound as well, so maybe that will impact things moving forward into NY. We do have 30 minutes into it. GDP, prelim GDP, and core PCE, so they are two big events to keep an eye on for the remainder of today. But anyway, guys, without further ado, let's get into it. And as I mentioned, I do have a limit order set on gold in my broker's chart that is 4399.99 to be exact, actually. So that's currently what I'm looking at, but let's do the top down starting at that weekly time frame. And what we can see is we are forming a very strong bearish candle. We're tapped into that level I spoke about. We'll see on a daily, because we'll go to a daily just now, at 43.80. We've definitely tapped into that support to the left. We are currently bouncing off it, but based off the strength of the current weekly, and to me, we're looking for levels within it, we could potentially pull back and reject. And obviously the level we're currently looking at is that interruption. Let's go back to the 4 hour just quickly. So we're going to be bearish across the board here. The 4 hour is also technically bearish. One thing with the 4 hour, we have actually tapped into support, but again, with the overwhelming bias to the downside here, it doesn't put me off looking for the sells upon that interruption play. So we've tapped into the 4 hour support. We are technically bearish in structure. Let's mark in that as the resistance and make our way down to the 15-minute time frame here. And what we can see on that particular time frame is we are also technically bearish. So as I mentioned, guys, based on that, what I'm looking for is potential levels within the current daily that price could pull back to yet again reject and head back down. I'll mark in the level where the IC is the actual resistance, the candle that confirms the resistance. And what we're going to be looking for is, obviously, we've got the delayed IC just here, delayed M15 IC. We've got that. Also, what we're going to look for is just rejection of that resistance. If price pops up a little bit higher and then begins to reject, then that could be another option to get involved in some further sells upon pullback to the actual zone, rejection of the zone. Now let's have a look to the left hand side. I don't think that we see smack bang out that support. I mean, we could slightly, ever so slightly, adjust this zone. Bear with me, guys. Yeah, we could just adjust it to the most recent price action. So let me just shift that across, so it's not such a big zone. I'll zoom in is what I'm trying to use. All right, we'll use that as a zone. All right, so that's what I'm looking for to the downside. So we're looking at the sells from either a rejection of the resistance, but I do have the limit order set for the delayed interruption. Now, further sell options, to be honest, guys, we don't really, I mean, we're right at the support. Below it, you're running into some more support. It's finding it difficult. I had a quick look before, and what I basically come up with is just keeping the zone as it is based on the 1 hour, and then perhaps waiting for 1 hour to close below as a confirmation for any sort of continuation sells below that gray zone there at 43.50, pretty much right at that point, 43.50. So you want the 1 hour to close below that point, and play off the back of that, because if I am to look at the M15 again, as I mentioned, you are at some support, some very strong support. So I'd rather look for the sells upon the pullback. And yeah, very simple analysis moving forward, guys. So I want to see if price does pull back to grab some more upside liquidity before it eventually comes back down to the low. Now, as far as any buys, what I sent into my members group just before, a little bit of analysis prior to the stream, to give me any indication that we may bounce off this support a little bit deeper. What I'd rather see is price actually trickle back down, create a bit of a swing just above the support again, and then wait for price to close above that swing, flip the 15-minute structure back bullish, and at least at that point I have some sort of catalyst within price action to contemplate a buy, and perhaps the level of around at 43.60 to 70 holding as solid support. But aside from that, I am only really interested in looking for sells today, guys. We are very bearish, so I'd rather play in line with the structure and the bias. Let's see if there is going to be any other potential sells prior to that interruption. Let's quickly look at it. The hourly closing. Yeah, that puts me off looking for any sells based at the 15, to be honest, because we are closing a very strong 1 hour candle here to the upside, evening star formation. So would still be happy to look out for the delayed interruption entry, but I'm a little bit put off looking to sell it just off the back of this rejection on this M15, just in case we do pop up a bit higher. I'd rather just wait and see if we get that option to the sell limit comes into play. So that is my opinion of the charts, guys. On the goal, make up for that what you will, but please don't forget to hit the like button. A little bit tired, guys. Had a pretty big event yesterday, big evening, so I wasn't on stream, as you probably know. To my team, I'll let you guys in on the call just one moment. Franco, good morning to you. Peter, good day to you, mate. Great gold sell today. Nice one, mate. Yeah, I wasn't on the charts. It looks like there were definitely a few options here for sure. Like a decent option. Possibly with the back of the M30 up higher. Yeah, very impulsive, would have been tough, but irrespective, I mean, if you're in sales, you've obviously had a pretty good day, so unless you just sold the low, but I'm sure you sold it from higher up, so nice one. Carl, good morning to you. Looking at possible sells on gold from 4,400, 44.33, 4,400. Yeah, it lines up with the interruption. 44.33. Some previous support here to the left. Fair enough. Yep, price has not yet pulled back to retest it, so I'm assuming that's what that's based on. Oh, it's cold here today. That was yesterday, team. How did you guys go? Did you trade yesterday? I did not look at the charts, to be honest. Go live on the Tickety Talk. The best time will look ideal. The optimal interruption is when it just, especially the delayed interruption, is when it does literally this, when the candle opens up and it's at that point forming a strong bullish candle, so it rips straight up like so without a low wick. Those sort of ones, when they don't have that low wick and they rip straight to the upside, are my favorites. There's such high probability entries, because we do know there's a high probability at some point price will, even if it is to continue and close bullish, still a very high probability it's going to create a bit of low wick prior to doing so. based off that, you could safely get to break even, safely secure some profit. So that's the ideal. So even if, let's just say, this counter rockets up, that would be fantastic. But doesn't look like it's going to do it. But anyway, that's to me the optimal way to get involved in the interruption entries. So we're looking for sales here today. Welcome to those of you on TikTok. I do have a sell limit set at the minute on the gold based on the delayed M15 interruption. So we'll see. Hopefully it pops up to tag us in. We have a look at the 5 minute as well. Yeah, not a bad close on the 5, to be honest. I can see that this potentially could make the move back down just now, but again, based off the 1 hour, I'm gonna wait for the interruptions come into play, because the 1 hour to me, that was a very strong close, strong bullish engulfing at the 4 hour support. So I'm gonna avoid trying to take the sell early. If it pops back down, so be it. It's still valid perhaps later on, or it still is valid later on with delayed interruption from higher up. Mysterious, go to you're gonna sell. You think I went too early? You're gonna sell based off this close? Is that what you're saying? Look, and so if that's the case, as I mentioned, I can understand it. To me, yeah, it makes sense. It's not a ridiculous entry or anything, but I'm just concerned we could come up a little bit higher based off the 1 hour. 1 hour obviously being the higher time frame as a stronger. Well, I'm more concerned about that than I am the 15 at this stage, so that still suggests to me we could come up a little bit higher, but who knows. You're looking all right at the minute if that's when you're in from. 5 minute engulfing. Yeah, you're still looking all right, mate, so you might get the move. Wait and see. Don't like the 5 minute fair value gap below, might hit and rebound. Yeah, you guys know how I feel about fair value gaps. Don't trade them. Don't. It's just not me. Not something I'm concerned about. A fair value gap wouldn't let me put me off an entry as well. No way. The thing is, one thing I will say to you, most mysterious, is if you are entering a trade, you need to tick all those boxes. So if you're not happy about something, then don't just take the trade, because you might miss out. You need to ensure you've ticked off all the boxes. It fits in accordance to the rules. There's not something bugging you like you've just mentioned. You need to ensure you've done all that. Reason being is because if you ignore something like that that would normally put you off, then you're not going to feel very comfortable at all in the trade. You're likely going to want to cut it early or too late. You might let it go into drawdown. That's why personally I'm not looking to sell it just now, because again, I know that for me the 1 hour is more important than the 15. The 1 hour is showing we could pull back a bit further. I'd much rather just focus on that pullback to the interruption as opposed to trying to get involved here. So did mention I can understand why it could sell off here, but I'm not going to get involved myself, even though I would have thought about it. But again, 1 hour overrides anything, so in regards to any lower time frame, so I'm not looking to sell it just yet. My call, you bought at 43.71. Looking good. Yeah, looking good. Just don't take a loss from here. You're some pretty good profit. Mysterious, yes, good point. It's just sometimes hard to get every single yeah, I understand for sure. Now, look, even when you feel like you have it and you're in the trade, and sometimes you look at, oh, I did miss this little thing. We're human. You don't pick up on every single thing. Sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes you don't realize until after we've entered a trade as well. So Maria Sam on 1 hour to pull back before we go down. Potentially. Could be. But we are at some pretty strong support. The level I've been talking about for last week or two, last few weeks, I think, that we could potentially come back down to if we start to close below 4,500, and it's exactly what we've done. Tapped into that 43.80, which I've mentioned it quite often of late, based on the weekly and the daily time frame. So doesn't mean it can't continue through that, but it could also be a level of price potentially bounces off. My call. Gonna add more layers if it pulls back. There's decent liquidity here. Tap daily support. Yep, dropped like 800 pips, so it should have no downwards pressure. Oh, it doesn't mean it can't continue, but yeah, you would think at some point it's gonna make a bit of a pullback. So Muzz, serious mate, I would be at break even. If you're concerned about the entry, you've got probably about 50 pips on the table, so just don't take a loss. Out of curiosity, what are you looking at on the 1 hour that indicates price will pull back up there first? Even if it does indicate to me there's a chance it could, doesn't mean it will. Just pretty much the bullish engulfing at support. You got bullish engulfing, it's a potential morning star formation. But at this rate, it may not do that, and looks like it's coming down. So to me, that overrides the 15-minute. Plus, I've got a sell limit set at that interruption, so that was my plan. The 5-minute does look pretty good though for continuation to the downside, so, but what it could do is pull back to create that higher low and then head back up towards the interruption there. Yeah, Sam, so we wait. At the moment, I am exactly that. I'm doing that, just waiting. Looks like it could be coming down. Do I use Fib for pullbacks? No, mate. To be honest, Fibs are good. Nothing against it. I use it differently. I use it to gauge strength of a candle. Perhaps a previous candle against the current candle, or just to give me a valid confirmation whether I can look to take a trade on impulse, or if I need to wait for another candle to close in my direction, so on and so forth. Used it on stream. Use it quite regularly. So we are coming back down again. Not going to remove this order. This order is still valid. We're still valid on the limit order sell here. TikTok, and you guys make sure to hit that screen for us, and YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button. Oh, what a chance gold just melts from here. Yeah, I know, mate. What are the chances? Took a nice trade yesterday during the Asian session. It's my only trade so far this week. Wasn't on charts yesterday, other than in the morning, the Asian session my time. And that was an interruption buy. Whereabouts was it? Just here. Was also a delayed interruption buy. Very little drawdown, price bounced off it. Tapped into an interruption sell. Well, eventually did later on. just here, and that also would have been a really nice trade. Nathan took the same trade but on paper trading, valid setup. What trade? Am I cold or am I drinking? It's actually a white hot chocolate. Not eating nothing. Peter, you're in sales from 44.36. Nice one, mate. Yeah, nice one. You're flying, mate. Happy days. What's your target? Gold Sniper, good day to you, mate. How's it going? Oh. Once again, guys, TikTok, if you could, please make sure to smash that screen for us, and YouTube, if you could, hit the like button. Let's get the numbers up. Gold Sniper, bought a new house, nice one. Stressful, yeah, I can definitely imagine that. Me, all good, mate, all good. Move in on Friday. Gold's at 43.76, holy, yeah. Yeah, I mean, called 43.80. For over the past few weeks, if we start to close below 4,500, it's obviously tapped into that level here in the daily time frame. Some strong support on the daily. You've done 2 trades in 5 weeks. Obviously, have not been on the charts much. Most serious might get a reaction at 43.74.5. Possibly. I mean, this whole level is you're pretty much at the support. Have I identified any key buy zones below? We're at a key buy zone, to be honest. Plus, on the 4 hour, you got another one just below it, which again is like the lower point of the daily. The wicks on the daily, I think we'll find. So I'll just mark it in. Yeah. So to me, and that lines up with some support to the left. So 4,300, just above it. You've got another pretty strong level of interest. So again, this whole area is a really strong support. Feel if gold is to make a deeper pullback yet again, probably say a close below 4,300 could lead to that, could even lead to 41.80 coming into play. But we are at pretty much just one big zone at the minute. Oh, it's not a very interesting time, mate. I bet you it is. All right, so we're closed here on the 15. Very strong bearish. There is no entry here for me at the minute. Right back at support. Meantime, guys, just give me a minute. I'll be back. Mysterious, do you think fundamentals are right? Technicals I've seen when news comes out, smashes through zones, the news is just killing all technicals lately. My call. Yeah, it does have a big impact, obviously, especially these sort of times with war and that about. I mean, eventually technicals do end up taking over, but again, off the back of news, it definitely does push through zones, and there's you can't plan for it. You really can't, especially when it's breaking news. When it's scheduled news, it's a bit different because you know it's there, so you should really wait for it to be released and look to pick up pieces afterwards. It's more the breaking news, because the scheduled news price tends to revert back in the same sort of area it came from once the news breaks. So it might initially push up or down, and then normally for you know, by the time the counter closes is pretty much where it was left off prior to the news coming out. Sometimes not, sometimes it will give it a bit of a continuation, but for the most part it's more the breaking news that you can't plan for it, and that, yes, that just does rip straight through zones. There's not much you can do about it. It's difficult if you're involved in a trade already and something breaks. It's really very difficult to manage. Luckily I've not had that, you know, for quite a long time. But for me, all I can do is follow technicals, because who knows when news is going to break. You just don't know. It could break any moment with all the crap going on. BMPW, g'day to you. Welcome, mate. This is MagicKeys. Welcome to you. Where price action just pushes down with no really significant pullbacks and wicks. Yeah, you just get this pause candle, so you get the interruptions presenting here and there, but there is no proper pullback at the minute. This is potentially the first proper pullback. I mean, it's not a significant one, but it's pulled back to create a high. Perhaps now going to confirm a higher low. It could pop up to create a higher high. Tags into the interruption sell, drop back down to create another higher low. We can take some profit and pop straight back through. That's something that could potentially happen. Mysterious, your TP is 47.5. Please sell. Nice one. Looks like you've, well, up 47. You're far off it. Yeah, just don't take a loss. That's all I have to say. Joseph, should you wait for a retest to buy? I am not considering buys at the minute. Yeah, my plan for buys is to let 15-minute structure flip back bullish before I consider any buy options. So it's just extremely bearish right across the board. Daily's got a low high, low low to the previous and is forming a strong bearish candle. While our structure is obviously bearish here. So that looks good in the 4 hour as well for the delayed interruption. If it did pull back, creates up a wick and then reject again. Knock Tira. Sell 3800. You never know. All good, Joseph. No worries, mate. Mysterious, yes, it is. Yeah, the pause, the interruption candle. Building something as well in regards to identifying and trading it. All the different types of interruptions. There are 3 different ones that you hear me mention on stream. Continuation is my favorite. The delayed is this one here. And there's the cluster, which is also a really good one when it presents. And that is just here. And look what happened. Didn't quite tap in, I don't think, but that's a cluster interruption. Almost tapped in. That's another cluster interruption. Once again, not quite tapping in. There's different ones. Technically, that's another cluster interruption. It looks like that tapped in. Yeah, and that would have been a win. Been absolutely killing it with the interruption entries. Members and I. Once getting into trading, need to learn everything. Where should I start and how? About to type, not watch, take a look at, I can't type the full website because I don't think it allows me to, but just have a look at this website, type it into the chat, just put .com at the end of it. It just helps you with basic terminology and just the basics when it comes to trading. It's a really good place to start. You can create a free account. I think they have a free course. There's my lovely lady. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day, my beautiful girl. Speak to you later. Can't go wrong when your missus supports the stream. That's commitment. Quality. Legend. Mysterious, I assume you have backdated it and it's successful for you. Sounds interesting. Good on you. Yeah, we've tested it out. I mean, it's definitely the continuation that's my absolute favorite, and that is so highly probable. The continuation is this. That's a continuation interruption. So you've got impulse. Let me just zoom out a bit. Free education here, guys. Impulse. We've had the pause, that bullish candle, and continuation. So engulfing that pause candle. And by significantly enough. I mean, you can eyeball. It's not just engulf that candle. It's closed well below it. And then what you do is you set the sell limit at the low of the bullish candle, and look what happened. Rejected and rejected pretty hard before coming back up again. That is my favorite when that presents. They love me. I'm sure. I wonder how many. Yeah, I wonder how many people check the profile after us. So there's my lovely lady. A beautiful lady. Arafin, good day to you. Welcome. You done trading for a month? Nice one. How's that little island of yours going, my friend? I respect it. The man's got dreams, and you gotta have goals in life, ambition. Good on you, mate. Christian, good morning to you. Totus, can't believe how badly gold is trading. Look, it has not been easy, that's for sure. To be honest, Asian session is where it's at. 100% it's where it's at. It makes definitely cleaner moves than what it does during London. New York is obviously times highly manipulated because of the news, and we're second to the news releases, so we get picked. Or if you're in a trade, sometimes you get absolutely wrecked, and if you're not in a trade, sometimes you miss or you don't get an opportunity to get involved because the news just shifts it completely in a direction and it's just way too late. So I find Asian session is the better time to be trading gold at the minute. I did mention it also, I've mentioned it to my guys, it's not been easy at all. Gold of late really requires a lot of patience, a lot of discipline, and just accepting the fact that sometimes you're not going to get a trade. Christian, I was expecting an upward move since a inverted head and shoulders as well. Potentially, I mean, anything could happen. I've got a limit order set at the low of that bullish candle, so I've got an order set, but obviously we're not at that level. First, I couldn't rise. It couldn't rise with falling oil, falling bond yields, and falling USD. Do you mean it could rise? Is oil dropping? Is it? I've not looked at it for a while, to be honest. Well, it actually has. It's dropped a bit, hasn't it? Yeah, it's a strange market at the minute, to be honest. Because as we know, they usually are inversely correlated, for probably even more so than DXY, I reckon. Gold and oil. Paraffin, that's later in life. Got a few other things tick off first. Nice one, mate. Trade with us. I'm sure you have a 99% winning signal powerful scalping strategy, but goodbye to you. Sorry, gold moves a lot on Asian session. Yes, it definitely does. Toast dropped yesterday and gold didn't move. Yeah, it's a bit strange, isn't it? But it's hard. It's just different times at the minute. Arafin, yeah, I'll check it out later, mate. Correlations on gold have changed complete. I think it's correlated to S&P 500 right now. Oh, really, Toast? It's inversely correlated. Or actually correlated, same direction. I think you mean inversely. But even having said that, it looks very similar within a current daily as what gold does. Actually correlated, yeah. Obviously, NAS is, I mean, again, today, yes, it looks like it, but NAS has just been absolutely on a tear. Just continues bullish. Again, a lot of the economists I follow, that would have worked, by the way, caught that out, instant members on Tuesday. That definitely got more than a 1-to-1 prior to popping back up. There's your interruption gets triggered in here, it dumped, then closes back bullish. By that point, you got probably about 2 to 1, if not more, 3 to 1, and you've safely secured some profit. So that's part of the trade idea section. Still only the 1 loss off the back of that. Absolutely killing it. Notice the momentum's completely out of gold now. Maybe Nasdaq falling will bring back safe haven buying. Well, yeah, possibly. I mean, if Nasdaq does make a bit more of a pullback, then maybe that might mean that people are a little bit scared. They might park their assets into something considered more safe, which, I mean, for the most part, that might mean the DXY gets a bid as well. Doesn't necessarily mean that gold will be the thing that everyone pulls their or puts their money into out of the Nasdaq. You would think gold would be definitely one consideration, especially seeing it's made such a big pullback now from its all-time high. Let's just quickly measure it from its actual all-time high. What is it currently? What percentage below it is it currently trading at? 21.65 from its all-time high. So it's a decent pullback. People might feel a little bit more comfortable buying it at this point. Silver as well. Silver is, for me, it's a really good buy position long term. This has pulled back very significantly from its all-time high. I mean, this from its all-time high to the current trading level is almost 40%. Big drop. All right, gold pushing back up here. Let's see, have we confirmed now a high low? Are we going to pull back up, tag us into the limit order sell, and then dump? That's what we want to see happen, but will it happen? We'll have to wait and see. First, we risk everything melt down, then they will talk about cutting rates again. Sure they will. Trump gets his way, then yes, I'm sure they will. They're not talking about that here though in Oz. Not that we impact the price of gold really, but Arafin, catch you later. All good, mate. You're gonna smash out gym set. Enjoy, mate. You got to take care of your mind and body prior to even considering trading. So good to hear, mate. Enjoy it, and I'll have a look at the video later. You love the setup, by the way. We've got a limit. Nice one. Nice one, mate. Let's we could both be in the same position. So I feel really bad about my gold positions, which is a good indication of value, but it can get worse. Is in long-term positions on physical. As I'm sure you're aware, just don't sell it, because it's definitely going to go a lot higher. Going sniper, my mate's put 25k in an account and he's clueless. He's going to regret it. Yeah, it's not a good thing to do if you have no idea. Yeah, you can quickly burn through that. Disqualification session had been better the past weeks. Been better the past year. Personally, I reckon. What do you think about trader who smokes weed? I don't trust them. Trust the people. Okay, each their own. I couldn't do it. There is absolutely no way, to be honest. Never beat into weed or anything like that. Can't stand the smell. Look, I don't know. Like I said, each their own. If it settles him down or maybe makes him less anxious, who knows? But who am I to judge? But for me, I have no way. Even drinking, not while training. Hard enough to focus as it is, so why would you want to impair your focus? to be honest, especially, you know, the human mind can only focus on something optimally for no longer than about 30 minutes a day. And we're sitting here for hours trying to find trades, so it can likely lead to misjudgment, forcing trades, making errors, making big mistakes, and that's the last thing I want to do. So I don't want to impair my focus by being intoxicated or yeah, or on weed, whatever. Stoned is the word I'm looking for. I'll start for why people don't listen. I'll never know. Yeah, when it comes to trading, it's just things they see, you know, the light in a tunnel. Well, they see the light in a tunnel before they see what goes through that tunnel, and the effort and the pain, the agony, the sleepless nights, the wondering, will I ever be able to make it? And they just see what's at the end of it and think it must be that easy, but it's not. And often, you know, they need to get wrecked before they can respect it. But 25k is a bit of cash. I wouldn't want to get wrecked on it. You know, first account at 25k. Toast. Long term, yes, I know they go high, but it doesn't change the sentiment. Yeah, that's fair enough. I totally understand. But for me, it means just I can get in low. Even if it did pop back down to 3,500, I would love it. Yeah, same, mate. If it did drop down, I'd just unload. And silver as well. That would mean silver probably back at its breakout point around that $50 mark. 2 seconds, guys. Alright, so let's pop the sweet potato in the oven for dinner later on. First guy sniper? Yeah, I know that's what you meant. First, we are at serious level now in gold to find support, otherwise 4,000 looks likely. Can't hold. Yeah, as I mentioned a bit earlier, it would come into play. 4,100 definitely come into play if we start to close below on the daily, the level here. Let me zoom out. Especially closures below 4,300, then that is, then 4,200 is the next level where we've got some pretty strong support, was previous resistance as well. Is there any interruptions here? I don't think so. That one's been tapped into. And look at price, absolutely rocketed off it. So the interruptions are valid across the board on all the different time frames, and look at that, stop loss has to be below the interruption and still never come back down to it just yet after tagging in. How long until session open? Just 20 minutes until session open. not confident of it holding, so maybe it does. Notice we are around the October high if you zoom right out. Yep. Also at late March support. So resistance was confirmed as support later on. We're now back at that level. Stuff I've warned him, all I can do. Yeah, exactly, mate. There's not much more you can do. It's just if he wants to risk it, hopefully he doesn't learn the hard way. Discipline is key. We all had that one friend who'll say, I'll give you $500 and you trade and we split. Yeah, still, to be honest, I still get it occasionally. I'll risky 5-minute buy and break off high full margin buys. Let's go. Break all. You talking about the bearish high? Be interesting. I've seen a few of the 5-minute interruptions working quite well of late as well. It's not a preferable time frame to actually trade it on. Would have worked here. 5-minute interruption with very little drawdown. So I mean, we've done nothing in precious metals for 3 months, which in itself is consolidation. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think we got used to it just being forever on a rocket mission to the moon over the past couple years. We just didn't make any pullbacks. Like a bearish candle on the daily was pretty much as good as you got in regards to any proper pullback. Yeah, so this is the most significant one. But yeah, you're right. Pretty much, you could almost say that, you know, since the beginning of the year, it hasn't really done a great deal, apart from obviously creating the all-time high, which is probably a big deal, actually. So you could say it actually has done it, you know, quite a bit. But again, it's all off the back of, as well, the pullback off the back of news. Silver's the same. I'm gonna say probably more choppy than gold, consolidating more, but pretty much the same as gold. Hey, one thing though, not done a great deal during London session. Gold really hasn't, but it is what it is. Not much you can do about it. So it's either the ultimate top is in, which is unbelievable, or we start moving higher soon. Yeah, again, you would have thought so. I'm still of the belief we will move higher. It could take time. Again, a lot of the economists I follow said, don't be surprised if there's a more significant pullback prior to, once again, price going into price discovery and creating another all-time high. You know, a 40k line 5 coded trading bot that does the work for me. Well, that's fantastic. Do they actually work? To be honest, I've not used one. I don't know. Probably not the best band to ask. I'm working on one. Working on something. Do they work? I can't judge. Not going to say they don't. Not going to say they do. I wish you luck though. Hopefully it works for you. God. Not doing much at all at the minute. You will see me from a different location next week, guys. I will be on stream, but not from the usual. Gonna be house sitting. Animal sitting. Again. But we'll be on stream. I'm gonna take the PC with me. Jesus, cold. Carl, you used the animal sit your excuse. Now, my friend. They can't be all that bad. Actually, they could. But they probably are. My boys, he's a very well behaved boy. So I'd say the same about my little man. One second. Yeah, it's a bloody petting zoo at where I'll be staying. You got my sister's place. You got 2 cats, 2 dogs. 3 of them are on medication, which is a right old pain in the ass. Good luck with that. Yeah, it's a nightmare, to be honest. But what do you do? Just hope I give the right ones the right medication. Otherwise the cat might start barking and dogs might start meowing. Who knows? Sky moods, entering off the retest of the IFVG. No concern about any fair value gap. I do not trade fair value gaps, mate. This to me is the interruption. I've got a limit order sell based on a strategy that we come up with in our particular group, my group, A.C.T. Forex Academy. It's the interruption candle, the pause candle within the impulse. So I've got a delayed confirmation of an interruption. So I've got a sell limit at low of that bullish candle. It's got nothing to do with any fair value gaps. Nothing at all. Don't even consider fair value gaps at all on this stream. I never look at them. Discipline is key. Most Asian countries, more strict countries, have way more disciplined kids. The kids from the West have TikTok brain and no concentration on tasks for a long time. Very true, because my boy is obviously he's based in Thailand, my son, and he is very well-grounded kid. Still has a lot of character, still bloody hilarious, extremely talented, smart boy. But he also has a lot of respect. Not, he'll cop it from his mum, so very different. Honestly, the kids over in the Asian countries, in my opinion, not all, but the majority, percentage-wise, maybe like talking 75-80%, very well behaved. In the Western world, like I know here in Oz, maybe 20%, if that. Because they're taught that in school. That's the thing over there. I mean, here, kids make bloody teachers cry and they get away with it. Over there, no way. Teachers are respected like doctors and that over there. It's a big difference. Gold Sniper confirmed being from UK. Kids are pretty dumb. Schoolgirl got hit by a car yesterday because she decided to cross the road, head deep in a phone, never looked at all. It's sad, but yeah, look, I can see it happening. 100%. I see it here all the time. People just crossing a road like this. You know, their hand out in front of their face with holding the phone. You're just asking for it. Gold Sniper. Yeah, I like that comment, but I'm not gonna read it. Not gonna read it out loud. Yeah. All right, has gold got a heartbeat? Are we gonna wake up here? What's it gonna do? Let's quickly look at GU, the Asian range M15 strategy, not coming into play by the looks of it anytime soon. What you did have was interruption, which came into play, tagged in, and made the move. There you go. That's my favorite interruption, the continuation. I don't trade GU though. Only one particular entry I would consider, but probably should consider interruption. But that is literally the continuation interruption. You've got impulse, pause, continuation. Price taps into the hype, that bearish candle. Look what happens. Bounce straight off it. More than a 1-to-1, easily more than a 1-to-1. So that would be GU. Now looking at GU, otherwise you'd be looking for, see how price reacts to the current level. You got support just here, so you probably want to be back below it for sells. And if it pops back down, so you can probably look for buy options. Let's quickly look at EU. It's probably much the same. Not quite tapped into the interruption, so you got a delayed interruption just there. We've also got the cluster interruption lower down, which looks really good. And you've got one higher up to the downside, has not been tapped into yet, and showing classic signs of exhaustion around that level. So what would be great for those who trade EU is that if at London Open, price just, if for instance this candle closes as is, and at London Open just no lower wick, taps in and then rejects. Again, I don't trade EU, but there are a few potential options on that particular pair. AU, probably be looking at sell options. Did call out a potential swing trade in members group last week, which has played out, would have been a profitable trade. That's resistance. Let's see the M30. So look at the 5 support. You want a strong close below it, because in the M30 bearish closing 1 hour, weak bullish. Let's quickly look at German 40. All right, German 40 looks very similar to the majors at the minute. So sells look good below the most recent support. You do have an interruption. Pretty much, yeah, that's probably more a cluster one. Only issue with that in trading German 40 is because when this thing picks up steam and the volume comes in, it shoots through levels as well. So that to me is probably not wide enough of a stop. So you probably want to back above the swing high and then at least target a 1-to-1. We'll quickly look at NASDAQ. As we know, it's been pulling back a bit after just continuing to pump to all-time high territory. Yeah, looking like very similar to German 40 as well. So at the minute, probably want to see some support form on NASDAQ before looking for any sell options. A weak support would be great, and then potential continuation sells below that support would also be an option. That would be red candle though, not green. I'll look at NASDAQ more pre-MY. I do the update analysis for my team. Back to goal, 4 minutes until session open. First goal is total ask, so maintain it until we get back above 4,500. I can understand your frustration in all honesty. But again, to be honest, I don't mind it pulling back. I would love it to flash crash. I know you probably wouldn't. Personally, I would love it to pop back down to 3,500. Below it even. Because again, I've got conviction that it's definitely going to be well above its all-time high moving forward in the future either way. Discipline's key. The West has fallen. The new generation is ChatGPT and TikTok brain. We at least experience a time of none of that bullshit to inflict damage upon our own brain. Yeah, true. It was probably about, I don't know, probably the last 15 years or so, 15-20 years. So it's obviously I was old enough to experience life hands-on rather than just through a bloody screen all the time. So I think you are right. It's true. I mean, kids these days, it's just everyone going straight to the phone. I mean, I do it when I'm bored. It just happens. But yeah, I understand, like the kids rely on it for everything. The youth these days, teenagers and that, would be absolutely lost without it. To be honest, even schoolwork and that, surely people would be turning to AI or answers for essays and that. How they could market these days, and surely that's something that would be able to determine or not whether it's been created through AI or something. But then what if it wasn't, but they thought it was? It would be a nightmare. Guy sniper, my daughter's 15 and sharp as hell and damn good at taekwondo. Nice. Avoid the brain deadness the education system provides. Nice one, mate. Yeah, it also helps with you know, having a good role model around in that as well. So, you know, well done to you, mate. Discipline is key. If you are a good parent and guide your kids to avoid all the garbage, then you'll be fine. But most parents leave them and sap the whole day watching garbage. That is very true. See it here all the time too. They just, from the moment they can actually hold the phone, they just, as soon as they cry, yeah, that'll shut them up for 5 minutes until they break the phone. Charts, what are we to do with them? Golf sniper, yep, and they are running riot, swearing at people, abusing people, and if it wasn't for cameras every corner, I'd slap if you. It's so true. I was having a discussion with an elderly lady in her 80s the other day, and she was saying they just don't understand why she's so slow on that, and I understand as you get older you start moving slower. They just, yeah, and have no respect for anyone, not just elderly. I was always taught, you know, to have respect for others, especially the elderly. My mum will kill me if I did anything otherwise. All right, session open, guys. We got in 5 seconds. So if you're in for long haul, I agree with you. It's just drawdown I'll live through. All right, so I'm assuming you've bought in higher. To be honest, I bought silver higher than what it is, but I'm still well up on my position. I've been probably dollar cost averaging. I'll probably be around a $30 mark at the moment on silver, so I'm way above that. $73, but I have bought in recently at even higher than 73. All right, session open. Let's see if we get the pump up here. Let's see. Can we get a bit of volume? No name, good day to you, brother. Hope you're well. Bullish engulfing followed by a weak bearish candle off the H4 support. Oh, just here. You took that. I mean, as far as price action, nice one, mate. For me, I'm not interested in buying it at this point. But yes, like it's a pretty good confluence to it to have to look for a buy. Those looks like they want to shake out shorts. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Aguilar, Tats, yo to you, mate. How's it going? Well, sniper respect is long gone. It is, mate. When it comes to the youth, don't get me wrong, there are some exceptions, but for the most part, they just have no respect for anyone. Especially if something is not theirs, they don't give a shit. They break it or destroy it or whatever, dirty, whatever. Do not care less. Very lazy as well. It's also because of obviously the law is very different these days. I mean, back in our day, if we did anything stupid, and it was not that I did anything that broke the law, but if you did break the law, the police would flog you. They would literally put you in the back of the divvy van, take you down to the station, give you a big flogging, and you wouldn't do it again. Or if you did something that you shouldn't have done, that doesn't break the law, but something that obviously, you know, parents weren't too happy with, they would belt the crap out of you. And you made sure you didn't do it again, because it's not a great feeling. Very different these days. The police probably can't do it and probably too scared to do it because of the repercussions. But what it does do is breed soft people in society as well. The Western society has become just lost it. Ours is the same as Europe and UK and US and that. Gold Sniper, yeah, go enjoy it, mate. Charts are crap again at the minute. Sticking to my original plan here, I'm waiting for the interruption sell. But those were the good old days. They definitely were, mate. You knew the coppers' names. Now, I remember even my mates and I, we used to go, you know, house parties and that type of thing when we were younger. A few of my mates had a few altercations with police in their time, and they knew them by name, and they'll actually, you know, mates for the most part. But today it's just very different. Renzo, should I buy? If you want, mate. I don't have a valid buy option. I'm looking for sells. Got limit order set at 43.99.99 to be exact. Totus, London sessions weird, no moves. Look off late has been pretty much that, hasn't it? It's been very difficult. It has not really created any sustained sort of move. But who knows? I think it was Tuesday. Was it Tuesday or wasn't Monday. Monday we weren't on stream. Tuesday or last Thursday or something. I can't remember exactly. We were looking also at an interruption entry, and it didn't look close to being. I think it was Tuesday actually. Didn't look like it was going to be close to coming to fruition. As soon as I ended the stream, it popped straight up. It got within a whisker. Didn't quite tag in, but it got so close. It's like teasing us. Wonder if we'll do the same here today. I remember ending the stream and then like a minute later sending out the message into my group saying keep an eye on it, it's pumping at the minute, might get tagged in. And it just fell short of tagging in. Thank you to the new followers and those who may have subbed to YouTube stream, our YouTube channel. TikTok, guys, don't forget I do stream live on YouTube at the same time. I actually start the stream 15 and 20 minutes earlier on YouTube. There are the occasional days where I don't stream on TikTok and I only stream on YouTube. There is more educational content uploaded onto the YouTube channel, so probably wise at some point to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Exact same profile name, you cannot miss it. Plus you get the full screen. Alright guys, just gonna check on my potatoes in the oven. Be back in 2 seconds. Alright guys, trying to push bullish at the minute, so we may get a chance. Be lovely if this candle can actually tap in. I'm not using the temperature here today. It's I feel like I'm freezing. $14 at the moment. Almost heater time, guys. Pretty balmy day in the UK. It's balmy summer's day. 14 degrees. Parts of the UK anyway. Oh, could be another valid interruption shortly on GU as well. See if there is anything breaking here on Glint. CIA officer accused of stealing 300 bars worth of $40 million. How's that for a secret agent? Financial Times, AI boom outweighs Iran war plan. Korean central bank chief says. All right. Kuwait says it faces a missile and drone attack as shaky ceasefire in Iran war again challenged. Yeah, I think they've been at it again. So much for a ceasefire. All right, let's see if the new candle, which is about to open in just over a minute, can pop straight up here and maybe get closer or tap into our interruption. Got the limit order set, but we're not come close, so just have to wait. Whether it happens or not on stream remains to be seen, but I will keep the limit order in. The only time I would consider removing it is if we close like so. If we have a candle that maybe ends up closing like that without actually tagging in, and it's got volume, it's a strong bodied candle, and plus it's closed above that resistance. Okay, TikTok didn't like what I just did with Glint. All good. If that was to be the case, then I would remove it, because my concern would be that what we're going to do is create a lower wick, burst straight through to tap into that resistance, and it may tag out my runner, and we could end up being above the resistance. So that's the only time I would consider removing the order if something like that ended up playing out. Are we creating a double top just here though on gold after this recent little pullback? Names are in on GU. Oh, okay, the interruption. Yep. Yeah, it's definitely valid. So, you know, fingers crossed that it plays out again. Just disappointing ski. It looks like gold might not do anything for a while. Yeah, it's probably one of those ones where as soon as I end the stream again, it's going to pop right up towards the interruption level. Like it's done quite often of late. But I feel like you need. Just tapped into the delayed interruption up here on German 40. It is reacting to it. He probably got a 1-to-1, very close to it. BTC also a bit of a pullback phase. Let's see, gold trying to pop up. Carl, who took for margin buy. I have to start my own stream. Bad idea, Forex. Bad idea, Forex. The name of the stream. Hey, it was a good idea. It worked, didn't it? Go hard or go broke. Yeah, I like it. I'll support the stream, mate, if you do it. Toxic sell. I've got to sell limit set, and we're approaching it quite fast at the minute, so we could get triggered in. Like there's this dude I've seen on TikTok, Carl, and he pretty much says the same thing every trade. He's just constantly, if he's trying to sell, he's just constantly opening up like position after position after position. He's like, either I'm even going to flip it or I'm going to lose the whole account. And I'm not sure how much you risk. Obviously well over leveraged. Obviously in a part of the world where you probably still got 500 to 1 leverage. I think sometimes it works, sometimes he loses it all, but interesting concept. Pretty amusing. Whether or not it's a real account, that's another thing. Not sure if he's shown it, to be honest. Yeah, he's just constantly saying when Lambo, even when it's going against him and he gets that margin called and the positions are closed. You pulling back. All right, approaching with a bit of momentum at the minute. Let's see. Could actually get triggered in here. Barrel Mo. How many R's? What do you mean? Eric, playlist. This is the free audio library on YouTube, mate. This track is, it's called Coast by Anno Domini. Beats. I'll put it into chat for you. All right, so we're getting closer on gold. Let's see, we've got 4.5 minutes. We are now within about 40 pips of the entry. Tari, no, I've got the limit order set though. All good, mate. All good. Tell me more, mate. And I don't want this thing to close just below the entry. If it's not going to tag us in on the current candle, I don't want it to close just below. What I prefer is for the new candle to open up and just literally pop straight up, tag us in, and then reject. But again, I don't want this to close like so, without tagging in. It's too much momentum to the upside at that point based off that, and I would not feel comfortable. So I'd rather just wait and see how price reacts to the resistance itself. Well, point of interest, FVH, 1 hour, you mean FVG, and 2 times VG, 5 minute right, and OP. No idea, I don't trade fair value gaps, mate. You have the same point of interest? Oh, okay, you're saying you have. Nice one. That's fair enough. Yeah, let's see, mate. It's under 2 minutes. This current candle, we'll see where we're at when this one closes. Trading with E, my stop loss is above the interruption. I mean, you could have it a little bit higher above the swing point. Well, it's not really a swing, but above the actual bearish candle before, as price continued in line with prior to the pause, as price continued in the same direction. The downside, but based on the interruption entry, the stop loss is generally set in this case if it's sell above the interruption candle high, and opposite if it's buy, it's below the low of the IC. Well, I want to say, like yesterday, a lot of wicks in that range, but Asia did a lot, so consolidation of London isn't strange. Yeah. It would be nice if and just wick up. Sterling should grab 44.13 before sell. 44.10. Maybe, who knows? If I get a reaction to that point, I can get to break even. And if it pushes through, if I get to a point where I can secure some profit, fantastic. If it pushes through, not bothered. Alright, so the first 30 minutes of London has closed. Let's see if we can just pop straight up. Still got no lower wicket on the 1 hour, the London open candle. It'd be really lovely if this can just pop straight up though. Well, you're doing very well lately. 9% up in 8 days, 1% and 100k phase 1 complete. Nice one, mate. Good work. Happy to hear it. Just keep at it, because obviously what you're doing is working. So the test will come when you have a little bad stretch, and hopefully it doesn't happen, but you know, when how you take a loss, especially, maybe you've already had a few, but how you rebound after that. But it sounds like you're doing a fantastic job with it, so keep it up. Going with E, yes, yeah, I've had the sell limit in all stream. an entry the members and I would take every day of the week. Only one way it will become invalid, and as I mentioned, that's if we have a close right at it without tagging in. All right, guys, just give me 2 seconds. Well, dealing with about a week or loss, something you need to learn. Yep. 100%. Erling, any experience with next gen? But no, never heard of him, to be honest. Tim, how's your trading month been? Yeah, been good. Been very good, actually. Hardly taken any losses, to be honest. Very few. Trying to think exactly, because obviously this week I've not been on the charts. Yesterday I wasn't on the charts. Actually, Asian session I wasn't. Took a win during that time. Tuesday wasn't on charts long. Didn't take any trades. Monday, bank holiday in UK and US, didn't look at the charts. Last week, I can't remember last week, to be honest. Getting old. Yeah, I had my first losing week at the end of April. First losing week for the year. But it's been really good otherwise. Well, thank you, mate. I think I took 2 years to trade. 2 years for the mental and mindset shift. I paid like 30k of lessons money, 50 challenges, and phase 2 failed. Yeah, it is a learning experience, isn't it? You got to go, you know, take the bad with the good. And obviously good with the bad. But it's all part of it. I mean, I've already told you the amount of times I thought about quitting trading, especially back in, you know, the early parts of the first 2-3 years. I was sure I was not going to continue with it, but you know, winning means failure, admitting defeat. I don't like to do that, so continue to work with it and continue to get better. Bloody happy I continue with it, that's for sure. Definitely paid my dues though when it comes to the training, memberships, all that stuff. Heaps of money I spent on it. Right, TikTok, YouTube, smash the screen. TikTok, YouTube, hit the like button again. We've got a valid entry based on what we call the interruption here on gold. It got the delayed interruption. We've had initial impulse, we've had a pause and continuation, And now we are looking for price to pull back to grab over some leftover liquidity from that pause candle, tag us in, and reject in line with the actual structure itself, which is very bearish at the minute. Doesn't mean it's going to happen just yet. It may happen hours later. No one knows. But to me, it's still a valid entry. So Moscow Lens, how was the wedding you went to yesterday? Yeah, really good, mate. Thank you for asking. Nice, really beautiful location overlooking North South Bank here in Melbourne, for those who know Melbourne. Yeah, it was good. Enjoyed. Got shafted with the food though, personally. It was good, but I wanted what the person next to me was having all the time. It was one of those ones where it's like, you know, one person gets this, the next person gets that, and next, but you know, it's like two different plates basically, and they wouldn't let us choose. Yeah, it was a bit funny with that. So I got the chicken and bloody prawns instead of the lamb and beef steak, which I wasn't too happy about, but yeah, still it was good. Drinks went down well. First time I had a drink in over a month. Danced, yeah, didn't quite break out the moves. Forex for me, 25. Would you say you have recouped lost lessons up 100%? Well and truly. Helped me to do many things in life as trading since, but it was definitely a lot of blood, sweat and tears involved for sure, and money burnt initially. And again, most of it comes down to what goes on up here, and realizing and accepting it's okay to take a loss when it comes to trading. You're allowed to lose. I used to jump straight back out. I used to do all that crap, stupid shit. Not accept the loss. Just have to jump back in, take another loss. Just all that crap. Lemon, how long did it take me? Probably best part 3 years, in all honesty. I get sick of my own stupidity more than anything. Everyone will progress differently. Some will never progress because they just quit. Some will, you know, after 6 months will probably be consistent. Some will take 7 years or so. I've heard people say it took them 7 years. But most agree it's pretty much about discipline and having self-control. Forex for me, 25. These lives are a big help. Nice one. Glad you appreciate it, mate. Definitely help you with discipline. As you guys know, I'm not going to take a trade for the sake of it. I have a plan. And if I get my trade, I get it. If not, I could not care less. It may happen later, it may not happen. But it is so important. I mean, I'm trading my own capital. The last thing I want to do is just for the sake of it, right? Let's just sell it. Come up with some bullshit reason. Even though, look, it might be valid in accordance to some people. And then get wrecked. And then lose my money. Knowing that if I waited for my plan to present, there's a much higher probability of it being a winning trade. So, you guys know, don't just jump in for the sake of it. Oh, you're done? Nice one, mate. Coming soon, I will have 2 businesses. Nice one. 1, no less trading. You trade your money to me. I win. And 2, full margin crazy trades. I knew those. I should have known, mate. You were taking a piss. You too. Have a good weekend, my friend. And yeah, catch you next week. Appreciate the support. All right, bearish engulfing is a very good signal. Stop loss, and this thing could still move a bit. You're already more than 80 pips. Target. You've just got a 1-to-1. Just. And you likely won't if this drops any further. So as good as a catalyst it may be, there isn't the margin for that entry. So yeah, my plan is pretty much just still to wait for the limit order to be tagged in. Trading with E, zero analysis based on a supply zone. Support resistance, I call it. We've got a 4-hour support. That price is bounced off. Over here to the left. And as far as the resistance here, it's the most recent resistance after the actual pause, which led to the continuation of the impulse down. That to me becomes a minor level of interest, and it lines up with some support here to the left as well. I'm gonna wait and see how the new M15 opens up. All right, so there's no bearish engulfing either way, just there. So again, stick around a couple minutes and see if this thing can actually start popping up. Anyway, for price to reach interruption candles. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Agreed. One's following along. Nice one, mate. What you mean, wait on stream? Maybe that's what you meant. Yeah, I can't wait the whole time because who knows if it will and when it will happen. But either way, I've given you guys the fuel. You know exactly what to look out for. You know the exact level. I've told you when I would remove it if the situation presented. Just to fill you guys in again, for those who didn't catch it, if this was to happen, and we get even another interruption here, and it doesn't quite tap in, but it gets so close, and it's a strong bodied momentum bullish candle, that's when I would remove the limit order, in case the new one just opens up, it's a little weakened and burst straight through, with the momentum being to the upside, creates a higher high. So that's when I would consider removing it. Otherwise, it's still going to be in there. Still going to, even when I'm eating, making dinner, eating dinner, it will still be set there. I'll have to watch it closely, probably on the phone, and then yeah. Zurika, he placed the sell limit on that resistance and stop loss at 44.08 5 minutes ago. We'll see what will happen. Oh, okay, nice one. So there's quite a few people looking at that level, maybe for different reasons, but we've all got a similar level that we're interested in looking to sell from, which is good, adds confidence. I mean, we all get wrecked at the same time though, but who knows. Yeah, I've got stop loss at 40, yep, exact same level, 44.08.39 to be exact is where I've got mine. Penny, if it breaks the interruption long. You mean here? Well, it could. Once, well, I mean, it could lead to long if it confirms the high closes above the resistance as well. Confirming a high within the move off the high time frame support here, and that, yes, could lead to a deeper pullback. Hold. Yeah, German 40 definitely would have worked. Darren, it's been a while since. How's it going? Come on, gold. Dead in the water at the minute. me put this up. Alrighty guys, so I think I'm going to get going, so I need to do a few things before I have a look at the charts pre and why possibly my team as well. Live call. So you guys know the drill. I'm looking for a limit order. I've got the limit order set. The limit order is set at 43.99.99 to be exact. That is the level on my broker's chart of the low of that pause candle. So I'm looking for price to pop up back into the position and then reject. Perhaps create that higher high and reject, come back down to retest the lows. So it's just a shallow, slow trickle pullback at the minute. A lot of time that's met by a continuation of the trend, which is at the minute bearish. So if, you know, that would be really nice if it tagged in and then just made that waterfall move back down. So that's the type of move I'd be looking out for. Still not really interested in buying it, to be honest. Very bearish. Rather just try and line with the overall bias and structure and trend, which is again very bearish at the minute. So that's pretty much what I'm waiting for. Yeah. Right, team. What can you do? Keep an eye out for it though. And yeah, let's see. Might get the option moving forward. But take care, guys. I'll be back Monday. Won't be on tomorrow. I'll be back Monday though. And I'll catch you then. If you want to know any more about what we do here at A.C.T Forex, make sure to, you know, send us a message if you are interested. Otherwise, guys, appreciate all the support. Take care. Have a good one. And I'll catch you all on Monday. Cheers, team. Until then. Bye, guys.